Hey y'all, it's Wolfman Snaps. Welcome back to Full Moon Fireworks. And today we're talking about disappointments. We're talking about duds, misfires, things that just didn't go right on the 4th of July. Oh boy, Color Cascade. That kind of went
We'll
like,
save that one for
yeah,
last.
yeah. Okay. So so we're going to just talk about three cakes. Actually, we only had three cakes that didn't really work out for us.
Yeah.
And these
Two.
are them. Yeah.
But we'll
Color,
get into that.
Color Cascade worked out great. It's just we had a small interruption. Small interruption. So I guess first we're going to talk about Honk for Freedom for window fireworks. Who wants to talk about that one?
Me.
So, I will say this will start off real nice. It kind of is like Good Thinking Lincoln, if you remember that cake from, was it from Window? And it shoots like a bunch of colored pearls, very small breaks and everything. We just didn't have a side that went off. Like there was one tube that didn't fire, or like one set of tubes that didn't fire off to the side. So we only got two. It's kind of like kind of like that going up instead of like a three pronged.
It's kind of more like a Y shape instead of a V or a W shape.
Yeah, it was a Y, not a V. So interesting.
Or even a W with that shot, those shots in the middle.
And an interesting thing though too was the fuse was down here, right? You can see the fuse cover. That's not where the fuse was. I popped the top and the fuse wasn't there. The fuse was actually in the middle of the cake. So that could have been a part of the problem, you know. Hey, you had something to say about it?
Why, yes, I do. The background looks very creepy. And as my brother would say, the AI finger thumbs up.
Oh yeah, that is crazy weird.
It's a creepy corgi. Creepy. Wherever that thing is.
It's the Doge Corgi. Excuse me.
Wherever that thing is.
Looks like a weird otter mixed with a cat.
Yeah.
The best thing looking up is the weird AI finger thumbs up.
Anyway, yeah, it was a nice piece. It just one side didn't go off.
AI fingers.
But anyway, some AI is just real funky. I think this is a really good example of that.
Honk for freedom. Really? What?
Alright, we'll see y'all later.
All right, here's Viva from Dominator Fireworks. Who wants to talk about this?
You want to talk about here?
It has a ukulele and a hat with jalapenos. How bad can it be?
I know. Actually, it starts off great, right, son?
Oh, it was a really good one. I think we have the video for this, right? We're gonna show videos for all these.
Yes.
So it was a pretty. So here, okay. Here's a funny story, right? We were building up to our bigger cakes, right? And I had burned through almost all of the really nice 500 grams, and we're getting into like the really nice stuff. And I look in the corner, I'm like, wait a second. There's that little 200, 350 sitting over there. And I shouted out to Dad when I was out there getting ready to light. I'm like, "You're gonna laugh. It's Viva." And this was after we had lit some like pretty nice hard hitting stuff. It started off really nice, but it didn't go. You know, there were 4 rows, I think. 3 of them didn't light. Now here's an interesting thing. 2 interesting things. I wet it down with water afterwards, and the tubes disintegrate, like totally melt, like they're paper, right? And then later when I'm putting it, throwing it away, it falls apart, and there is no fuse connecting the other tubes. It's like they totally forgot the fuse. So I think that was probably the problem, is it was misfused. Um, Again, it started off really nice, 4 great little breaks, but after that, it just didn't go.
Well, let's show y'all what it looks like. Okay. Check out what happened with Viva, and we'll be right back.
it. That's it.
Okay, y'all, we are back, and now we're talking about color cascade. Now, um, I love this wrap, by the way. If I could, I would hang this in my bedroom, but my wife's not into firework art per se. But this cake worked really well. Went off without a hitch. Went off without any problems. Um, we just got rudely interrupted. A gentleman in his car decided to stop when the firework was already going off, and he had approached, stopped, and started honking his horn at the firework. Then he decided to whip around it and zoom down the street. And unfortunately, the way the focus works on the phone, it zoomed out, so you don't really catch how close he actually is to us. But he almost hit me, my kids, and a couple of my friends and neighbors. So he was super close. And it's kind of weird bringing it up. I wasn't too sure if you were going to talk about it, but it was a part of our night. It happened, and some other things happened that night later on. We've already kind of went into that, so I kind of don't want to relive all that. We've dealt with it, but yeah, that was a scary moment. It kind of set the tone for the rest of the night for me until I finally got it out of my mind. You just keep your people safe, keep them close. It's not just about fire. If you're living on a street, you're not out in some field, and you're in your neighborhood, make sure everybody's good around you, because you never know who's going to come zipping through there and could potentially ruin a wonderful night. So, but other than that, Color Cascade was great. We may put up a short of it sometime for you to see the whole incident, because the video my son captured was pretty good until that car came whipping through. Anybody else have anything they want to say about it?
I don't have enough to say about it, honestly. It took me a long time to get over it because it wasn't that he stopped at the firework and honked. It was the sound of his engine revving as he turned down the street that terrified me. And yeah, I mean, I was pretty shocked that somebody in our neighborhood would do that.
Never had a problem before in this neighborhood with anybody on the 4th of July, New Year's, nothing. I got one neighbor, a couple doors down across the way. He don't like fireworks, and I
but
get
he
it.
doesn't interrupt us on the 4th. I
No,
think he understands that.
I'm just alluding that that's the only problem we've kind of had. But this was a real issue.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, and I don't mean to, you know, say anything negative, don't drink and drive, please, because you never know.
Well, we got some grown adults out there, and I would hope they know better.
Yeah. Just putting it out there. Just don't do it. Not smart. And yeah, it was a rough one for me personally because it was I wasn't there. I was there, but there was nothing I could do to stop it from happening, and was really that was really scary. Took a lot to process that, but I think it's successfully processed now for all of us, and we're just moving on. And hopefully someday we'll get a better color cascade or another color cascade, and we'll light it, and we'll have a better demo because it was a very nice cake. I think it lived up to its name.
Yeah, it was great. It was definitely a great window cake for sure. It really was. Those fallen leaves that came out inside those big breaks. It was great breaks. So, um, here's Color Cascade. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be right back.
Oh man.
That was Color Cascade, and I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry about the little interruption there with the driver, but everybody made it out okay. And my son has a point. Please don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. Have a designated driver with you. You know, I know a lot of you have grown adults and you know how to act, but unfortunately, this is a subject I take personal. I've had friends under the influence lose their life. Uh, a couple in particular were very close to me, and they are unfortunately gone because of substance abuse, especially while driving. They're gone because they were driving during it. So, not an easy subject to bring up, and I wasn't gonna go there, but you know, my son elaborated, and I'm backing him up. Don't drink and drive. All right, y'all. So anyway, boy, that got dark. That got dark. I'm waiting for the comments. Don't tell me what to do, Wolfman. I'm subscribing. Oh, that's your prerogative. Anyways, y'all, let's try to end this on a positive note. So we had 2 misfires, and one incident almost turned bad, but the cake was gorgeous. Uh, and thankfully, that was it. Everything else, yeah, everything else went off without a hitch. I am so glad all of our pro line went off well. The kids learned something new that day. Some of them have never connected pro line product before, and they did that day. So everybody learned something new, and it ended up being ultimately a good night. We had fun, so we're looking forward to New Year's already, and we're praying that it's less eventful than this one, as in no misfires, no duds, and no raunchy neighbors. Well, anything else y'all want to say?
I look forward to relighting all the cakes, especially Color Cascade and Viva. I think they were both very solid cakes, and we just things happened and it didn't work out. But I would get Viva again for sure, and I would definitely get Color Cascade again. I like them both.
Okay, anybody else want something to say? No? All right, y'all. Well, how about we give them a goodbye howl?
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, Pyros. Remember, be a light in the dark.